Hi everybody, it's Mr. Dollar, Peace Daddy. Today we are going to do a lesson on fractions. This is Fractions Part 1, the third lesson, and today we are going to be talking about writing fractions. I want you to go to a website after this lesson, and this is a new website that is called toytheater.com/fraction circles. toytheater.com/fraction circles. And we are also going to have a handout, if you're in my classroom, that's going to be on Google Classroom in the Drive folder. And you're going to be looking for the fraction circles with 9 colors. That's the name of the file, fraction circle 9 colors. And then there's also going to be a file called fraction circles 9 black and white. And that's in the Google Drive, Google Classroom Drive folder. And then you're going to practice the work on that website that's listed on the card. Again, that website is toytheater.com/fraction-circles. Wonderful website, and it's a lot like the Montessori materials, especially with the fraction circles. Okay, so let's get started on writing fractions. That is this lesson. I'm gonna move our camera down so that you can see the rug. You may have noticed that I'm in a new space today, so hopefully this will work out well and you can see everything as before. Okay, so if we were in a classroom, one of the things that I would ask you would be to, pick an inset, any inset, and identify its family name. So since you're not here and we are here virtually, I'm going to choose for you. So I'm going to say that you would pick this fraction piece right here, and you would be able to write down the family name of that fraction piece. And you would say that the family name of that fraction piece is fifths. So you would put a 5 underneath the black line, right? Because this fraction inset consists of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces. So one piece belongs to the family of fifths. So the 5 goes under the black line, and that is 1/5. So we would put a 1 on the top. That is its individual or specific name for that particular fraction right there, is called 1/5. Now let's suppose you chose this inset. So if you came up and picked this and you said, well, I know the name of this, and I even know the name if I pulled out 2 of them like that. I know that the family name is going to be thirds. And so I'm going to put the family name on the bottom of the black line in a fraction. And what's the specific name of this fraction? How many thirds did I pull out? Well, I pulled out 2 of them. So that would be 2/3. And next, let's say someone in the class chose this inset with 2 parts. And they said, well, I know that one. I'm going to choose that one. And I said, what's the family name for that? And you would say that is halves. So I put a 2 on the bottom of my black line, just like that. And how many halves do I have? Well, I have 1 of them. So this fraction piece is called 1/2. And then we had someone say, well, I think I'm going to choose this then. And they took out 1, 2, 3 from this inset. Wow. 3 of those. So I know that that family name is the fourths family. That's what that's called, is the fourths family. So you would put a 4 on the bottom, just like that. And that would be below the black line. And then on the top of it, well, I have 1, 2, 3 fourths. So its family name is fourths, but its specific name is 3/4 because there's 3 of them. So take a moment, if you have a copybook at home with you, which you should for all lessons, and copy down the names of those fractions, and you can just freehand draw what they look like. You could draw a complete circle like this for the fifths, and then you could just shade in the part that we took out. So in this example, with me holding up the inset, you would shade in the part that's white, because that's the part that we were talking about as 1/5. With this one, if you drew a complete circle, you would leave 1/2 of the circle blank, but then you would shade in 1/2 if you're at home, and so on and so forth with each of the different ones. 2/3, you would draw the circle and you would make sure that it had 3 parts, and you would draw this circle and make sure it had 4 parts. Now, if you need some help imagining what that looks like, you can go to virtualmontessorimaterials.com and look at the fraction circles on there, or you can go to toytheater.com/fraction-circles, and you can look at what the fraction circles look like there. Now, the thing that we want to talk about today, we want to make sure that I mention to you, is that all of these numbers that are the family names, are the numbers that are on the bottom, are denominators. That's the name of that term. The number that's on the bottom is called a denominator. And the way that you can remember that is the first letter in denominator is a D, and the first letter in the word down is a D. So all of the denominators are down below the line. They are down below the line. And then the name of the other parts are called numerators. And there's really no trick to learning what a numerator is. You just learn that, well, that's the other one. Denominator starts with a D. D means down. The portion that's on the top is called a numerator. And so that's the other name. So now, moving forward, what I would like for you to do is go to that website that we've been talking about, toytheater.com/fraction-circles, and I want you to use that website to put every fraction circle part, each specific part in the circle, and then I want you to draw it and name it. So I want you to be able to have every part, every half, every third, every fourth, every fifth, all of them, all as high as you can go, all the way up to the tenths. I want you to have all of those parts drawn in your notebook and labeled. And after that, the last thing I would like for you to do is go to Google Classroom, find the Drive folder. That's the folder that has all of the materials in it for our class. And you need to find the thing that says Fraction Circles 9. And there are 2 of them. One of them is in color, and one of them is black and white. Okay, so it's called the Fraction Circles 9. One of them is in color, one of them is in black and white. The one that's in color has already been labeled for you. I labeled all the parts so that you could see that if I have 3/3, if I have 1/3 and 1/3 and 1/3 all together in a circle, well, that's going to make a whole circle. It's going to make one whole. And then in the one that's just black and white, I did not label the circle parts for you. And that's your job. Over the next day or two, I would like for you to go into that blank black and white circle or worksheet and fill in all the names on your own of the different fractions that are there. And that will be the conclusion of naming fractions, because you will have named a lot of them, right? Absolutely. So, once again, I want to thank you for joining me. This has been Peace Daddy, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.